Let's talk about the African, the black tax. Is there white tax? Because you understand black tax.
When you say black tax?
Black tax, you live in the UK.
Yes.
But now everyone in Africa
Yeah.
is depending on you to pay their rent. Your mother needs a new shoe. Your siblings, cousin wants to go to school. You have to pay their school fees.
Oh my God.
Did you experience that?
No, never.
Wow, glory be to God.
Hey, hi guys, my name is Robina Babidia Dent and welcome to Love Protectors Game Channel. Wow, it's so lovely to have you here. Now guess what? Who else we have next to me? Will you believe it? It is Esther. Say hello.
Yes. Hi, guys. My name is Esther Natskunda, and I'm so happy to be here to give you some drama in life.
Wow.
What are we talking about today?
Today we're going to discuss whether the Western culture is better than the African culture. What are your thoughts? Please share because love is sharing. What do you think? Is it better or not better? What is your answer? Any preferences?
Yeah, I have preferences.
Okay.
You know how this is going to go. Of course, because you've been in the West. Well, the Gulf is not considered the West. The Gulf, like...
No, it's not.
You've been in the West?
That's Middle East.
Yeah. You've been in the West. I have the African experience. And it's crazy because I'm pretty much sure I'm going to represent a lot of people that have a mindset like mine about the Western world.
No problem.
But let's start with you. You've lived in Africa. Now you live overseas. What's better?
Oh my goodness. What an amazing question. You really want to know?
Everybody wants to know.
And I'm going to give you the answer based on my lived experience. When I left Africa, I was in my teenage and I've lived in the Western world for over 32 years. So what's better? Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. Why are you keeping us in suspense? Tell us now.
None is better than the other because they're all so unique. So unique to the person that is born into that culture. As long as they're respecting it and stick with it, wow. Now, some of you may ask why.
Why?
What's the difference? Lots of differences.
Let's start with something that was so significant to you when you were growing up in Africa. And when you reached the UK, you went like, huh?
Oh, that's a very good one. It's becoming a wife. In the first couple of days, I used to dress, my dress code. Oh, goodness me. I had to work on that. I used to wear hot pants.
Ooh.
Mini skirts. When I say mini skirts, until my lovely husband said, honey, remember, you are married and you can't go out dressed like that. Please don't go out wearing hot pants, a mini skirt.
Yeah.
I said, what do you mean? Of course I'm married because I've got your ring on it. Everyone knows. I know. Everyone who sees me, they know because they will look on my hand and say, I'm married.
Yeah.
I have a husband. And say, no, not everyone sees the ring. And guys, I had to change. Have I answered your question?
Yeah, but then
Yes.
it's kind of like, because by the time you went to the UK, that's like way long ago. Like, I mean, 30 years
Over 32
ago.
years,
That's
yes.
crazy. But then I'm thinking to myself, by that time, don't you think in Africa people used to drink, they used to dress modestly? Or your generation, or you were the wild card, African wild card?
Well, I wasn't wild, but I was one of the party animals, we call them.
Have
you ever been one? Have you ever been one?
No.
I loved going out. So when I got married, thank God, my husband didn't stop me from going out with my single friends. So I would dress exactly like them.
Period.
That's why when you married, you have to
Be wary.
have mostly married friends.
Oh. But
Yeah.
you know what's crazy? I'm thinking to myself, hey guys, these things you can never know. Because in my mind, I thought, if I'm going to be with a white man,
Yes.
he's used to people in his country dressing the way they want.
Yes.
So for a white man to call you out and say like, hey, I think you need to tone it down and cover up more and be less sexier when you're going out there because now we're married. That's something I would expect from an African man. Because in Africa, most especially in those ages in the 90s or in the early 2000s,
Yes.
you are told to be this godly, modestly dressing woman. And then in those times, like any man, you wouldn't even have a chance to wear miniskirts or tight things.
That's very true.
And then a white man, this is crazy.
True love.
I feel like everything about you is just
Everything
going to go down
is
to
about
true love.
true love. Without it.
We will eat true love in this
It's
podcast.
true love. It's true love. And don't get him wrong, or don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Because some men will love it.
Right?
White, black, remember? True love knows no color.
Yeah.
No dress code. And when you connect in love, you talk about what you want the other half to wear.
do.
If I want you to be a bit half naked, would you say no? Or you haven't seen it yet?
Man, I wonder.
Wear less today.
Yeah.
And because of love, I want to mention an example
Yeah.
where people say, oh, he's abusive. He tells her what
controlling
to
me.
wear. He's controlling her. No, he's not controlling her because she's a big woman. If she really didn't want to wear just a shirt or just knickers to go outside, damn, she would say no.
So that's what they call compromising in marriage. Dear future babe.
Here's Esther. Today, can you please wear red lipstick?
Her, like, period. Let me wear red lipstick.
And just
every day.
red bra.
I don't like clothes in general. Let's walk around the house without
I'm
clothes.
sweating. I'm sweating.
But if I got a, God forbid, Father God, I beg of you, let me not find a man who's going to tell me, you need to tone it down with showing skin. No, because why? If I'm a hot chick, I would do a BBL. My BBL is out there, my body is banging. And then, brother, you're out here telling me to wear long skirts. No, I pray to God I never get a man like that.
Now that's where the power of love and the power of having a ring on it comes in.
Before we get married.
Communication, you have to listen.
Before we get married. Like, isn't that something that you talked about? Like, what do you like? Like, when he found you, were you not wearing mini skirts?
Exactly that.
Then why now that you're married, he wants to change you?
Probably because I was going alone by myself.
He would have gone with you. That's compromisation as well.
He didn't want to. So he wanted me to force him and say, come with me. No.
Then why do you have to force yourself to change the way you dress when he doesn't want to go out with you?
Because he wanted to feel comfortable. That when I call him to come pick me up, he will come without any hesitation. He's happy. I'm dancing. He's sleeping. He can relax. Not thinking, oh my God, picture. Oh, because you know what? And you know, start printing pictures.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what else? And also I think because every time we went out when I was dressed like that together, some men, my dear Esther, they don't see the ring.
Oh.
Even when you walk into, we used to walk in together, even when you walk in with your wife or boyfriend or girlfriend, let's say you're not married, you walk in together through the door.
They don't care. You're a hot thing that they've seen.
I'll be like, excuse me, please, this is my husband. Honey, he wants me to go dance with him. Do you mind? And bless him. He's such a lovely gent. An amazing husband. We'll say, do you want to? And, well, it depends if the guy was good on the dance floor or not. If,
Such a cool
I'll be
man.
okay, honey, if you don't mind. Let me go dance just this song and I'll be back. And yes, I'll go dance one song and be back right next to him.
That's crazy.
But I don't, can you do that with a black
Man.
a black man? Guys, can you do that with a black husband or boyfriend?
Let us know in the comment section, because let me tell you, let me ask an African man here, Ocean Media, would you allow your wife to go to the dance floor outside of this house, dressed like she's gonna drop it dead on the dance floor? With who? Herself, man.
Oh, her friends, with her friends.
With her friends.
Yeah.
No?
And I agree.
African
and
men.
I agree. Because
Yeah.
that is serious. Husband and
And
wife.
wife.
Yeah. We're not, you think if we were just dating and you tell me how to dress, I would have, excuse me?
But you know, I feel like African men these days, they're cool. Like they would, Actually, I see it a lot. I see a lot of black girls out here, most especially on Instagram
Yes.
and IG. Like, yo, they got dresses dressing. And then their man's is on the side. Like, let's go. Let's go fuck shit up in the club now.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I think black men will do so. Black men, let us know in the comment section if you're cool like that.
If another guy came
Yeah.
and asked your girlfriend or wife to dance with them, would you allow them? Now, there's two situations.
Yeah.
Where if the strange or man, whoever you met in the club,
Yeah.
comes to ask your wife or girlfriend for a dance and they just get up and go. Or the wife or the girlfriend turns to you and say, babe, or
Are you
honey,
okay with it?
are you okay with it? Should I go dance with him?
Let's ask the African men in the house. Would you, hey Enoch, would you let your African dame wife or whoever wife you will have go, like literally you go together in a club and then like another man comes and says, hey, can we dance? Would you say, sure, babe, go ahead, shake it off?
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
African men are cool.
Men are so cool.
Men are nice people.
Now, women, your turn. Would you allow your boyfriend
I would.
or your husband to go dance with another woman
I would.
if they came to ask them for a dance?
I would for sure. No, because go there.
Excuse me?
Yes.
You would.
I would, because go there, bust it down. Let me see what I got. I need to be jealous somehow.
Oh, okay.
So when another man calls me and then I say, yo, babe, can I go dance with this man? I must shake it. And then you must see, hey, this is what you're losing, my brother.
What about if no one came to ask you?
Then we
And
can
you
dance
just
together.
sat, They
We can
dance
dance
one
together.
song. They dance one song. They carry on. Would you get up?
No, I wouldn't. By the way, let's talk about the clubbing
this is
culture.
so funny.
Do you think the clubbing culture or going out culture in Africa is better than the West, or which one?
Well, African culture, clubbing culture, and Western culture is the best.
It's different though.
It is very different. Of course, it's different. Based on my lived experience, I think the African clubbing, guys, the way you youngsters dance is so amazing because you don't knock into anyone. You don't step onto anyone's shoes. That's so amazing. Huh?
We have
when
a
I was
vibe.
growing up, you guys, you know exactly
What
the
to do.
space you have around you. Where the Western clubs, okay, you go clubbing.
Yeah.
Huh? Someone will put their hair if it's not. You name it. Sorry, I messed my hair up.
Yeah.
They shake it. And if it hits you in the mouth or eyes,
We move.
They are still enjoying. We move. If they
Wow.
knock on you 1,000 times, knocking, and not like a gentle knock like
Yeah.
that, it can be hard depending on the move. My dear. And stepping on your shoes.
No, because white
So it's
people,
different.
white people, I need
Completely
to come and teach
different.
you how to have rhythm and dancing, organized African way. But I feel like
They,
these
they
days.
have rhythm, but
By the way, guys, let me just pass this. This is a little commercial, yeah. Before, I used to think, most especially for white women,
Yeah.
they're supposed to have a certain body type.
what do you mean?
Flat nyash. But these days, I see white chicks. Like, girl, you're thick. Like, since when did my white sisters become like this? And
Do you,
I tell
do you love it? Do you like it?
yes, I'm like, girl, do you think? Yes.
If you can change it, change it.
Right?
If you can change it, change it. If you
Yeah.
can change it, leave it alone.
I feel like white people these days, you're mixing too much with other cultures. That's why everything is
It's
mixed.
so beautiful.
It's
Oh,
balanced,
yes.
man.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. But
Wow.
speaking of like being in the club and then everything is rowdy and then people like, do they ever say sorry when they knock you?
No. Because sometimes they don't realize. Most of the time they don't. It's you who is in pain. That realize you've been, and if you don't move yourself,
Yeah.
okay, you stay there.
Then how about
Continue.
boundaries? Like boundaries in general and openness.
Oh, yeah.
Like, which one have you found to be more diabolical? Honestly, I will go with myself first. I feel like African culture, man, y'all need to be more open. Like, I'm not trying to bring these Western mindsets and everything, but with boundaries, I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like as a Ugandan, I grew up not knowing what boundaries are, and we never had them.
No. You know why? Because where there is true love, there are no boundaries.
Why
You know
everything-
immediately, straight away, how far you can go when you're speaking to me.
Everything about today is gonna be about true love.
Everything is about true love.
No, but like boundaries in general in life, man. You growing up as an African girl,
I
did
did.
you have boundaries?
I did.
I don't think so.
Automatically, I did. But I never realized until I came across people who kept on mentioning boundaries. I had to ask myself to understand exactly what is boundaries. Because for every one of us to understand what anything means, you have to research. You have to go into depth and say,
What is this?
What is this? What do they mean?
Do
when
I
these
even have
Do I even
boundaries?
have them? And then, yes, we all have them. Even you have them.
I
but
do
you
have
don't have
them.
to note them down.
I do have boundaries,
Do
but
you-
I never realized I had boundaries
Yes.
until I moved. When I went to South Africa, that's when I got to understand what boundaries are. And
Amen.
South Africa is more like Western. I've never been to like outside of Africa, Europe, USA type vibes.
Yes.
But I feel like South African people are very fast paced. The country is very fast paced, and I feel like they're more westernized than other
other parts
African
of-
countries, most especially us in East Africa.
Yes.
And I got to realize in South Africa that, man, being talked to in a certain way. When we were growing up, like I used to hear like so many words and I thought it was a norm. Like
For
in
example?
Uganda, being abused, called names. Let's say like the catcalling in the streets, just in general in Uganda, you would walk and then border people touch you and then like, so you get used to such behavior because you hate it, but you're so used to it. When I reached in South Africa, like I got to realize like you don't just touch someone like
Without their permission.
yeah, we will
Of
you
course.
will go to jail. But here it's more like even societally accepted. Because like if I go to the police station and say a border guy touched me, the police would even laugh at me here in Uganda. Because it's become like a norm.
Does the border guy do that?
Oh.
Now?
Live on the street just for 5 minutes.
Huh?
Just walk on the street for 10
They
minutes.
just touch you.
Yes.
And what do? You just keep moving.
What are you gonna do? Because they'll beat you. If you didn't do anything, they'll beat you. Are you gonna yell?
Buddha. Guys,
You know?
stop it.
Yeah. And also, let's say like
It's so
with
nice.
family. I was growing up, like
Yes.
now I feel like, you know, in Uganda, when you're growing up, it's like you have a kajanja. I don't know how to say that in English, but it's not even being picky.
You think
like,
you're wiser
yeah.
than everyone around you.
Yeah. Like I
you're
feel
the
like
smartest.
when we were young, as
You
an
know
African
it all.
person, not even if we were young, like even until today still happens, I feel like African people in general, we have not learned boundaries and knowing who you are. Because in your household, let's say your
Yes.
parents would treat you anyway. They want your cousins, your family, black tax comes in, they anything. You understand? You just follow. But now since I tested like moving out of my country life, I feel like I'm more vocal and I know if I don't like something, I'll say I don't like it.
That's very true.
Yeah?
You know what I'm thinking about right now is culture. We have certain proverbs that we say. When someone says something that doesn't make sense because they think they're wiser than you, sometimes there is a saying that says, don't respond. Because if you respond, whatever you're going to say, you're going to be like them.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
So probably that's why. But we are open. We are open.
True.
When you do something bad or something wrong or something unkind to someone or don't be nice, doesn't someone tell you that you're doing it too to stop
yeah.
it? Say, Esther, stop it. Don't do that. They do. Although it depends on the age.
Oh! By the way, wait.
I'm
The African culture that we have, Omukulu Tasobia, the Jadens of this
that's
world.
it. The age. That's it.
When we were growing up, we were told as Africans that old grown-ups, your parents, anyone older than you, they never do a mistake.
They never do.
Does that mindset work in
My
the West as
God.
well?
No. One of my daughters turned around to me and said, Mom, are you stupid? Are you stupid? So they're very open. And you say something like, no, because if I was stupid, I'm your mother, you'd be so stupid too.
Why did she say that?
It's a question. It's a question. It's like, are you sleeping? Everyone is free to ask a question, any question they want.
Didn't you get a culture shock?
Of course I did. But you have to put yourself together again.
Yeah.
Holy and say,
Because in Africa, if you asked your mom, Mom, are you stupid?
Oh my.
Before you know it, your head will be off your body. They will beat you.
You won't have a backside to sit on.
The entire community will disown you.
Oh.
That's so
But
crazy.
is it like that still? Oh, in some places.
Where I don't think in some places.
Lots of changes.
Yeah.
Because there is lots of changes. More things have changed. My goodness. Huh?
Why
I go to places. I've been to places since I returned. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm in Uganda now. Don't hesitate to come and visit. What an amazing, beautiful country and people. Wow. And there is no place like home. This is all I can say.
Yeah.
After being away for over 32 years, my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's talk about the food
Anyway.
since you're in home. You're here. Food culture.
Food culture.
Yeah. Africa versus the West.
African versus the West. It depends. It depends.
On how? On what? Do you think
Regarding dieting, regarding staying the same, or a bit expanding on the outs.
in general, do you think white people countries have better food than African people?
Of course not. Excuse me.
Period.
It's not.
I think it's be expensive there, isn't it?
Very expensive indeed.
I heard
But
that
then-
you guys buy one passion fruit for like £1.
That's true. And sometimes, I'm sorry, guys, sometimes the passion fruit doesn't taste like one.
Oh.
If you've ever tasted one, say Ugandan passion fruit,
Yeah.
Ugandan pineapple.
Different.
Even President Museveni mentioned the pineapple.
Even those Europeans who block our food, I can produce food for them much better than what they are eating now. There's a time when I went to New York and I tried to eat something, I tried to eat what they were calling pineapple. When I put it in the mouth, terrible, terrible. What's this? I could smell urea in the. Am I eating urea or what? In the mouth. Yet here you see the bananas. They are the pineapples. You drive.
Hey.
I don't
Yay.
eat the pineapple from this place.
Yeah.
I only eat the pineapple from.
Uganda. Period.
So, guys, you're welcome.
Right? I think another like difference in African culture versus Western culture, what I wanted to ask, like
Yes.
with your children as a parent, as a mother,
Yes.
what is that one thing that you've seen or experienced with your children and when like, in Africa, this wouldn't be possible, or in Africa, it would be like this, but then in the West, I have to adjust because it's like this with parenting, motherhood.
Being very open. Being beyond open without thinking twice. And knowing that they have the right to know the answer. That is a very culture shock. It shocked me to the core where someone comes to you and say, and even entitlement and say, because you're my mother.
Oh.
Because you're my mother, you have to buy me a nice pair of shoes.
But here in Africa, your parent is like they're doing you a favor. I brought you a favor and brought you to planet Earth. Why are you asking for a shoe?
They say, Mom, this is the handbag. You say, oh, you go to the shop and say, okay, school bag, school term, we have to do school shopping.
Yeah.
They go to choose a bag and say, no, take this one because we haven't looked at shoes yet.
Yeah.
Look this. And they'll say, no. Okay, the bag is nice, but the shoes are not nice. I don't want those shoes, Mom. And you know what? That's the beauty about being open. I'd rather you tell me to my face that you don't love the shoes than wearing them and you hate them.
But I think, don't you think like that behavior is so common in Africa? Whatever your parents choose for you, your elders choose for you, even if you don't like it,
You wear
just
it.
go ahead with it because you're not supposed to say no. You understand what I mean?
Oh, of course.
It's like
And-
a form of respect to your elders.
And that's good. And that's very good. As a parent, if I was living in Africa, you living in Africa, African culture, African parents, yes.
You buy me this
That's
ugly
how the
shoe.
things are.
You buy me this ugly shoe, but then I have to keep quiet because now it's my mom, and then she will beat me if I say I don't like it. And then I just wear it. I don't even like this thing.
You wear it because you're lucky to have one. Do you know where that money is come from? We're talking now about...
But it's your responsibility as a parent to take care. See, now I'm siding with
Now
the Western mindset. It's your responsibility to take care of me.
Yes,
You
it
brought
is.
me into this world.
And I feed you, you don't starve.
Yeah.
I feed you.
Yeah.
I dress you.
Yeah.
So buying you a pair of shoes for school, just because you don't like it,
You might just as well buy for me the one I want.
excuse me, and what are you contributing to it? Also remember, in the Western world, lots of people start working at a very young age. Yeah, 13, 14, they're doing newspaper run. Here, when did you start working? How old were you when you had your
Me?
first job that
12.
paid you money?
Oh, well, that paid me money.
Gave you cash and said, Esther, you worked. Here's your salary. Here's your money. You
Last
earned it.
year when I was 29.
29. I didn't work at all while I was here. It was when I moved to the West that my first job when I started working. Oh, I was a waitress. Oh my God, I remember. Waitress. Serving pizzas.
Yeah.
Burgers, you name it. And the first time I got paid, I was like, wow. Now imagine, you don't earn anything. And usually it's not just one child in a family. We were 9 when we were growing up. How many are you in your family? All in all, how many siblings?
3.
Now imagine if you have to buy school shoes for all the 3 children.
Let's talk about the African, the black tax. Is there white tax? 'Cause you understand black tax.
When you say black tax,
Black tax, you live in the UK.
yes,
But now everyone in Africa
yeah.
is depending on you to pay their rent. Your mother needs a new shoe. Your sibling's cousin wants to go to school. You
Oh
have
my
to pay
God.
their school fees.
Oh my God.
Did you experience that?
No, never.
Wow. Glory be to God.
No, don't say glory be to God.
You were extremely blessed. You
I
didn't
don't
go through it.
experience that because of where I am. You know the saying, when you go somewhere where they eat dog meat, you learn to eat dog meat so that you can connect. You can connect. You can become one. Like,
By the way, I want to know, do you guys think there's white tax?
oh, white tax.
Because I wonder if white people also be there and then the entire lineage is looking at them, it is looking at you to feed them.
Are you asking whether
Abroad.
we carry on with our black tax
Yeah.
or white tax?
When you went to the UK, you never had your sisters asking you for school fees, your mom asking you for this, your father asking you for this, and it's like they make it like it has to be a responsibility for you to take care of the people you left back in Africa.
And it's a blessing because I've never seen anyone, a friend or my siblings growing up, anyone that will come to ask you for something which they don't need. That's why I say it's a blessing. If you have, you give it. Love is sharing. So black tax, white tax, I have both. And I appreciate both.
Wow.
That's why when I was coming back, I didn't come empty-handed. And my husband was so surprised and shocked. He said, honey,
Why
one
so
suitcase,
many things?
2 suitcases, excuse me?
And you're like, we don't go to houses empty.
I said, we don't visit. We don't go back home
With
when
empty
you've
hands.
been somewhere with empty hands.
You know
so
what's
I
funny?
can't go to see anyone
Yeah.
with empty hands.
You know
I'd
what's
rather
funny?
stay.
Yeah, there's a family that raised me that if I don't have money, I don't call them. Because I know I'll be useless anyway. No one cares about if you don't have money. Yeah.
Really?
Like right now, it's
Yes.
Easter. When I was growing up, Easter used to be my birthday around. 'Cause
Yes.
I didn't know what my exact birthday date was.
And happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
How old? 16 again?
Oh, wow. But
Yes.
now looking at it, I'm like, okay, tomorrow is Easter. I honestly don't have 500K to give them. So I'm better off not going.
And hide.
Yeah, I will be in my house.
And why don't you go and tell them if they
That
ask?
I don't have?
No, because they won't ask you. They will know you don't have. Or they will?
No, they even if they won't ask, but because it's an African expectation, you don't go to any house empty-handed. Like I could buy like a kilogram of sugar or like a chicken and a kilogram of rice or something, but because now of my age, the status where I'm at, I'm supposed to be providing a certain level of things. Now, if I can't meet that expectation, I can't go.
Now, question. Is it really that you can't have or you rather not give?
I want to give, but I don't have it. And if I don't have it, I'd rather not visit. Because at the end of the day, African culture, they will gossip about you. They'll gossip about you. They will hate you. Eh.
Oh, Esther, when someone doesn't love you, true love, they'll gossip about you.
True love.
When someone loves you,
Yeah.
they will tell you.
Right?
They want to gossip about you.
Facts.
Do we agree?
But do you think African elders be like, hey, you know, you came and visited me on Easter Sunday and you did not bring 5 kilograms of sugar and I did not like it.
And you live in the city.
They will
What are you doing in the city?
They will not
Do you
tell
just sit, not work?
They will not tell you at all. Let's talk about the working culture.
That's
Yeah.
that's what makes us all so unique. Because the family I grew up in, when you didn't have or didn't bring, you are given.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you are given.
That's crazy. Nice.
And it's such, when I said it's a blessing to have both, and I appreciate that I have both, and I experienced both because I know how amazing looking after someone or giving is. How amazing. You give, you get.
Yeah.
Wow. You give, you get. Don't give. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyway, so I said, yes, black tax,
Yeah.
white tax. I enjoy both and I do both. No, I can't change and just stick with one.
Right?
Sorry, I can't change. Because I want to be me.
Yeah.
Huh? I want to be me.
I feel like we've talked about some of the things that we think the other differences between white culture
Yes.
and Western culture and African culture. So if we've left out anything, guys, let us know in the comment section.
Or holding hands. Holding hands.
Oh.
Holding hands. Someone said, African men, they don't hold hands.
I don't remember really an African man holding my hand and they were proud of doing it.
You know why? I don't want to ask you how many boyfriends you've had. If every boyfriend held your hand, and then the husband come along and also hold your hand, would that feel so special?
We need to end
That's
this
why in Africa, it's such an amazing thing that unless it's serious, someone, a man or a husband, serious boyfriend, very serious, will hold your hand. And when I say serious, they've been to your home to see your mom, your dad, and they bought some cows. In fact, that's a joke.
Really?
They visited. Then yes,
crazy.
they're entitled to hold your hand.
You know what's
Where
funny?
in the Western world, don't be surprised.
Yeah.
You meet someone today and they introduce you tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow is Easter. And invite you for Easter tomorrow.
And then you're holding hands.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's find out in the comment section, guys, what you
Please
think
share.
about those
Culture.
things. Yeah,
Is
culture shock.
Is African culture
better than
better
Western?
than the Western culture?
Or-
Personally, based on my lived experience, no. And it will never be in a million times. Both cultures are good and they're not comparable. You can't compare one or the other.
On that
they're
note-
just so amazing. What about you?
For me,
You're still figuring out.
it's not that I'm still figuring out. Yes, I've
the
not
answer.
experienced so much of it. I've seen some few differences.
Yes.
But I want people that are watching to tell us what they know or what they've experienced,
Yes,
instead of us telling you what we know of what we've experienced.
that's very true.
Yeah.
So
Guys,
Esther,
thank you so much for watching.
thank you so much for watching. Lots of love. Until next time.